All warfare is based on deception. Sun Tzu. If your enemy is superior, evade him. If angry, irritate him. If equally matched, fight. And if not, split and reevaluate.
Yeah, he's learning, huh? That's what he's learning.
And she asked him if a year later, they'd still be there in that bar. The only difference being that now he feels pressure to get married and have kids because he thinks that that's what she wants. And then in the summers, they would drive up to the shitty Hamptons.
To meet his shitty parents.
Wondering the entire ride if they'd think that she was pretty enough.
Smart.
Wondering the entire ride if they think she's smart enough.
Because no one was.
And no one ever will be. And Jason knew that now. And he would give anything to go back to that moment. The moment where they first met, before anything went wrong. Before he didn't show up for her when she needed him most. Before he understood that being there for somebody when it's most difficult is really all the relationships are. Jason knew that now. And he was so sorry for what he had done. But Jason also realized that in that moment, he wasn't afraid because he thought she wasn't the one. He was absolutely terrified because he knew she was. And if she could give him just one more chance, just one more chance, she knew where to find him.
Chris Gardner.
Chris Gardner. How are you? Good morning. Chris Gardner. Chris Gardner. Good to see you again. Chris Gardner. Pleasure. I've been sitting out there for the last half hour trying to come up with a story that would explain my being here dressed like this. And I wanted to come up with a story that would demonstrate qualities that I'm sure you all admire here, like earnestness or diligence and team playing to something. And I couldn't think of anything. So the truth is, I was arrested for failure to pay parking tickets.
Parking tickets?
And I ran all the way here from the Polk station, the police station.
What were you doing before you were arrested?
I was painting my apartment.
Is it dry now?
I hope so.
Jay says you're pretty determined.
Oh, he's been waiting outside the front of the building with some 40-pound gizmo for over a month.
He said you're smart.
I like to think so.
And you want to learn this business.
Yes, sir, I want to learn this business.
Have you already started learning on your own?
Absolutely.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
How many times have you seen Chris?
You know, I don't know. One too many, apparently.
Is he ever dressed like this?
No. No. Jacket and tie.
First in your class? In school? High school?
Yes, sir.
How many in the class?
12. It was a small town.
I'll say.
But I was also first in my radar class in the Navy, and that was a class of 20. Can I say something? I'm the type of person, if you ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm gonna tell you that I don't know. But I bet you what, I know how to find the answer, and I will find the answer. Is that fair enough?
Chris, what would you say if a guy walked in for an interview without a shirt on? And I hired him. What would you say?
He must have had on some really nice pants.
This is very impressive.
Very impressive.
Frankly, we were a tad concerned with your performance history against a deal of this size.
But after meeting you two face to face, we feel like we're in good hands on this one.
Well, we won't let you down, sirs.
Not to mention your bid was far too attractive for us to pass up.
Thank you. I mean, that's great to hear because we really worked hard on this.
Sorry, excuse me. One of you just said our bid was too attractive to pass up. What did you mean by that exactly?
He means you boys lowballed the shit out of your competition.
Yeah. By how much?
Millions.
Oh, okay. Just for me, I'm curious, how many millions?
Well, technically, we're not supposed to discuss that with you. But what the hell?
I mean, honestly, the Nissan Spit, really? It screams this. Oh, here we go. The Hyundai Pomegranate, right? The Chevy Fingerprint. Now, look at this. The 1966 Ford GT350. You want to roll up in that one, Hoss? The 1965 Pontiac GTO. Completely awesome. The 1970 Hemi Cuda took more virginities than Francis Albert Sinatra. What are we suggesting here? We're talking about taking the benefits of electric transportation, but combine them with the rock and rollness and the sexiness that the Dodge current muscle car models have. Nicholas?
We believe we can produce the technology to incorporate an electronic motor in your current models. But with the aggressive sound character, the exhilarating vibration character, the complete visceral experience that we've all grown to know and love in the Dodge Challenger and Charger lines.
Guys, we love our current electric models. That said, we also agree there's a market for what you're pitching. But if you're asking Dodge to invest in your pursuit of this concept, what do you have that we don't?
Nick Brennan.
I would like to teach you something.
Okay, I'm pretty busy right now.
James, the most important thing you need to know is that you don't know shit. What you see, what you hear. Nothing is what it seems.
Drink?
Martini.
Sure.
That's how it begins, you know. Carl will come in a day or two. His name is John Medica. He's head of R&D for Dell. He's gonna invite you out for martinis. Before long, you're gonna be working out of advanced encrypting in Bethesda. 5 years, you get your first annual trip to Texas. You got a wife by then, 0.5 kids, $200K a year, and that's it. That's the whole show. Then you're dead. And it all started because of one nasty little martini.
So you're a recruiter?
That I am.
Go ahead.
So, with the world energy demand growing 40% in the next 20 years, we at Church believe, Mr. Shi, that Papaco Solar is a cutting-edge no-brainer. Good for a 20% return in the next 2 years, with a 30 to 40% upside in the next 5 years.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll. Solar will make an important part of our portfolio. But truthfully, we have seen similar technology from another firm. As you know, China's demand will more than double before my daughter turns 21. So we are looking for the next 100 years, where even my grandson can spend money.
Do you have anything else to present to us today? We've come a long way.
Listen, Wang, now, we got a great new line in the shale oil technology. Let's just dig a lot deeper for a price that we think is a good one. We'll have a complete workup for you by the end of the month.
All right, Brighton. That sounds promising.
What about fusion? We happen to be working with a company right now that's got all the hardware in place. Started by the Department of Energy. They share R&D facilities with the University of California. It's got a market cap right now of about $1 billion. No earnings.
Fusion has been around a long time.
How sure do I more? The simple of it is, it's using the intense energy of some 200 laser beams focused on a single target the size of a few grains of rice, filled with hydrogen fuel. So the idea being that when that target combusts, it produces more energy than it took in. All the tests they've done indicate that they could use this ignition process to turn simple seawater into energy. It's called ocean thermal energy conversion, using the reaction between hot water on the surface and cold water beneath to power the lasers. So what you wind up with is unlimited clean energy.
How do you contain the explosion?
That's a secret I can't really share with you right now, not to be secretive, but I could probably get you in there for a peek, maybe next week on your way back to Beijing from DC.
We have a house in Jersey. We have 2 kids, Annie and Josh. Annie's not much of a violin player, but she tries real hard. She's a little precocious, but that's only because she says what's on her mind. And when she smiles. And Josh, he has your eyes. He doesn't say much, but we know he's smart. He's always got his eyes open. You know, he's always watching us. Sometimes you can look at him and you just know he's learning something new. It's like witnessing a miracle. The house is a mess.
But it's ours. After 122 more payments, it's gonna be ours. And you're a nonprofit lawyer. That's right. You're completely nonprofit. But that doesn't seem to bother you. And we're in love. After 13 years of marriage, we're still unbelievably in love. You won't even let me touch you till I've said it. I sing to you. Not all the time, but definitely on special occasions. You know, we've dealt with our share of surprises and made a lot of sacrifices, but we stayed together. You see, you're a better person than I am. And it made me a better person to be around you. I don't know, maybe it was all just a dream. Maybe I went to bed one lonely night in December and I imagined it all, but I swear, nothing's ever felt more real. And if you get on that plane right now, it'll disappear forever. I know we could both go on with our lives, and we'd both be fine. But I've seen what we could be like together. And I choose us. Please, Kate. One cup of coffee. You can always go to Paris. Just, please. Not tonight.